Hello and welcome. Today's topic is about how selling to a real estate investor can be a huge mistake. We'll talk about that and more right after this. Hello and welcome. Today's topic is about how selling to a real estate investor can be a huge mistake. To be honest, I'm not much of a TV fan. I call it the idiot box. I do watch some shows, but very rarely. I like to spend my time finding news and articles on the internet and watching videos that are interesting. A lot of times I like to watch videos that are funny to lighten my mood, and especially after a long day. And Carol Burnett and outtakes from that show and other shows shows my age, but it also shows what makes me laugh. But other times I am looking for videos that will educate me, will help me, let me know about what's going on out in the world and in the market, and especially in the probate real estate market. So one of the videos that grabbed my eye was called How to Buy Real Estate Cheap, How to Buy Probate Real Estate Cheap. And basically it just goes through and tells investors and real estate agents, basically targets, to buy their system on how that they can basically take advantage of you, and how they can find you, and how they can market to you, and how they can manipulate you into selling the real estate that you now have and may not want for pennies on the dollar, and that how they can make a profit making money off of your loved one's estate. Please understand, I do think that investors have a part, and sometimes a very important part, of the real estate market. But these are talking about houses that are in good shape, may need a little bit of paint or a little bit of work, but not really much, and how these real estate investors can do little or nothing and make thousands of dollars. In fact, one was talking about how you can make $25,000 just by buying the house and what they call wholesaling it to an investor who will pay more money, and then what they'll do is fix it up and flip it and make even more money. And all of this is money that could be made by you, the either inheritant or the personal representative or the trustee. So what they're counting on is that many people will want to do what is fast and easy, and they won't know that they're giving away literally thousands and thousands of dollars. They're counting on them not knowing that. And this video is to let you know that that's not quite right. I realize that people want to make money, but basically a lot of these investors are looking to do nothing other than find a sucker and pay them as little as possible, and then sell it to somebody else, and all they did was move some paper. I'd like to share a story that will kind of shed light on how this can work. I have a family member, no name, and this loved one came home one day and was very proud and happy, thrilled that they had bought a brand new convertible. And I ran into this family member and said, "So how much did you pay?" And the family member said, "It's right on the side of the car, on that sticker over there." And I said, "What? You paid MSRP on the car?" And they said, "Yeah, I didn't really want to be bothered. I just wanted to get the car that I wanted." And I said, "Well, I could have saved you probably $5,000 off of that." And the loved one said, "Yeah, I know, but I know how you would have done. We would have gone there and you would have negotiated, and we probably would have left without the car." And I said, "But we would have gotten the car, just maybe not that day, and I'd have saved you $5,000. And the loved one said, "I just wanted it fast and easy, and that's the car that I wanted." The reason I tell you that story is because that's a very similar analogy for what a lot of people that inherit a house, or they're a personal representative or a trustee. That's basically what they're doing. They're accepting an offer because it's fast and it's easy, but they're giving away thousands and thousands of dollars. That was $5,000 on a car. Imagine how much money can be given away on a house. A lot of times we're talking about $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 that's literally given away because it was fast and easy. So no offense if that's what your mentality is. I think I totally understand that. It's probably an unexpected, unwanted house that was kind of dumped in your lap and in your busy life, and you just want to get rid of it and move on with your life. And that's totally understandable. But at the same time, that doesn't come along very often, and it's quite a shame to give away equity from a loved one's home that could go to the family. In this market, and especially in this market, there are many people that are willing to pay top dollar. And all you have to do is be willing to wait a little bit of time, and you could literally make thousands and thousands of dollars extra just for waiting a little bit. Instead of going out and getting that Mustang convertible right away, you might wait a little while and make yourself $25,000 more. I don't know about you, but I'd kind of rather have the $25,000, and I'd accept a little bit of a hassle in order to get it if I'm making some serious money. It's not every day that you get $25,000 handed to you, and sometimes more. And in this case with probate real estate or inherited real estate, that's definitely the case. Now, the exceptions that I would advise on are when the house really needs a lot of work. Say, for example, the loved one hoarded stuff, or maybe you don't want to use the word hoarded, but there was just so much crap in the place that you don't want to deal with. And it needs work, the kitchen needs work, the bathrooms need work, the place is a mess, and you just don't want to deal with it, and you just want to move on with life. And it's totally understandable. But you're going to sell to an investor that you don't know, and you don't know if they're going to do the right things, and they're definitely not going to look out for your best interest. They're going to look out for their best interest. That's why they're an investor. That's what investors do. They look out for their best financial interest. So what about having a real estate agent in play? Some people say, I'd rather save the money on a real estate agent. But did you know the real estate agent has your best interest at heart, or at least they should? For example, if you need some work on the house, the real estate agent might say, you know what, for a little bit of money, we can get it painted, we can put some carpet down and make $25,000 for you just by doing a couple of things. Maybe spend $5,000 and make $25,000. That's pretty good investment advice. The investor's not going to give you that advice. They're going to look to get the best deal possible. The other thing an investor's not going to do is they're not going to look to protect you. For example, this happens a lot, but for example, there was a sale where the house contained polybutylene piping, which we now know can break down very easily over time. And there's a couple neighborhoods right here in Palm Beach Gardens that have that. And it was a real reputable builder that built these homes, and they used that PVC, not PVC, but PVC throughout the house. And when the inspector finds it, they always put it in the inspection report, and the buyer knows about it. Well, in this particular case, an attorney calls up a couple years later, and there's been a break in the line, and the attorney's trying to basically squeeze money out of the seller and the seller's agent, that they knew about it and they hid that, and come to find out the inspector had it in the inspection report. The buyer signed off on the inspection report, the buyer's agent signed off on it, the seller signed off it, and the seller's agent signed off on it. So it was very well documented that the buyer knew about it, or should have known about, because they signed for it. So in this case, the buyer was stuck with the repair, as they should have been, because they didn't pay close attention to the inspection report. That's what it's there for, is to look out for the buyer. In the process, There are other things that need to be disclosed, and inspection reports are part of that. But also there are other things in the contract that are meant to protect the seller. And that's what real estate agents should do, is to look to protect their client. And that's what I always look to do, is to protect you, my client. That's my number one objective and goal, and to get you the top dollar. This may not be a Ford Mustang convertible, but it is something of great value, and I'm here to get you the top dollar and to look out for your best interest. But if you decide that there's just way too much work and too much effort required and you just want to get rid of it quick, I do have a sizable list of investors, and they have been vetted and they are known to be reputable investors, unlike some investor who just calls you up or writes you a letter. You don't know them, they don't know you, and I can guarantee you they're definitely not looking out for your best interest. So as a real estate agent, I am looking out for your best interest and will help you find an investor that best suits your needs and gets you top dollar. I hope this video has been helpful and informative to you. And as always, please subscribe, as that tells Google and YouTube that this video is interesting and helpful, and they will show you more videos like this, and it will also help other people like you to find my videos. If you're interested, you can also hit the bell or the notification, and that will let you know that another video has been dropped. Please understand that I don't stalk people, and I don't go through and look to see who's watched this and try to contact you. I believe that if somebody is interested and that they like and trust me, they'll contact me and know that I'm looking out for their best interest and will take care of them to the utmost of my ability and go above and beyond their expectations. Until next week, be safe and be healthy.